Hello again, everybody. And we have another lesson here today on this learning from home. I really need to come up with some sort of a saying like Mr. Wheezy's Weird and Wacky Wild Roadshow or something. I don't know. I'll work on it. But today, simple interest is what we're going to look at. So, simple interest is just going to be if you take money, you put it in the bank, and after a year, they're going to pay you some money, which is your interest then, for allowing you to, they're going to use your money while you're investing it in their bank. So make loans and all that other stuff. So they're going to give you money then for being able to use your money. That's where interest is coming in. So this is simple interest, just straight up. Okay, if you get this much back, you're going to get this much at the end of the year for that certain percentage. And we'll get into that more here in just a minute. Kickoff. I'm going to skip it today. Let me know again if you want the kickoff being done or not, and then we'll go from there. We'll adjust the next week then. But this is our formula for simple interest. Focus right here. So I equals PRT. I equals PRT. I is going to be the interest that you earn. P is going to represent the principal, which is the starting amount of your money. So if you invest $500, that $500 is your principal. R is your rate, but we need to convert it over to a decimal, and T is going to be time in years. So let's do one. So Beth has $20 in savings that earns 5% interest per year. The interest is not compounded. Now, we'll get into in the next lesson what happens when it's compound interest. Compound is after so long, then they pay you the interest, and then you can gain interest on that interest, which is really awesome because then you get even more money in the end. Right now, we're keeping it simple, just straight up $20 in savings, 5% interest. What would you have after 1 year? So we're going to set this up with I equals. P is our principal. Our principal is how much money you're investing. In this case, is $20. So 20. And we're going to put this all in parentheses so we don't get it all confused. Next is the R. So our rate, which is 5%. Remember, decimal there. 1, 2, we're going to have to add a 0 in. So it'll be 0.05. And then T is time in years. Well, if it's only 1 year, our last number is going to be a 1. So in our calculators, we're going to do 20 times 0.05 times 1 and get $1. So remember, parentheses mean multiplication. So we're going to take 20 times the 0.5 times the 1. We're going to get our $1 here. Now, are we done with this problem? No, we are not, because it says how much will she have in 1 year, not how much interest will she earn. Well, if she already has the $20, plus we're adding the $1 in interest, she's going to end up with $21. So keep in mind, this formula only gives you what the interest is. So if it says how much will she have, that means how much is she going to have in the end totally. So we have to have how much she invested plus how much interest she gets. And that's how we get this here. So Bob has $40,000 in savings account that earns 8% annually. The interest is not going to be compounded. So every question that you're going to have with this simple interest is you're going to have this sentence in there of the interest is not going to be compounded. Again, just know when that says that, we're going to use the simple interest formula of that I equals PRT. Okay. So how much will he earn in 3 years? So let's start filling this out. I equals. Our principal in this case is $40,000. Our rate is 8%, but again, we got to make it a decimal, so move it 2 places. So 0.08. And our time in years is going to be 3. So if we multiply that out, I is going to equal, well, 40,000 times 0.08 times 3, which is $9,600. So 9,600. Now, are we done here? Yes, we are, because all they want to know is how much interest will they earn. Well, this is that interest they'll earn, which would be really nice to gain that much money in 1 year. On to the next one here. We have Dwayne has $30,000 in savings. The interest rate is going to be 2% per year and is not compounded. How much will he have in 9 months? So this time, we're not dealing with years here. So we're going to have to convert our T over into that. So again, start with that. We're doing I equals PRT. So interest is going to equal our principal, which is how much we're investing, 30,000. Our rate is 2%. So remember, decimal there, 1, 2, add the 0. So 0.02. Now, for only 9 months, we have 12 months in the year, so we're doing really 9 out of the 12 months. We're going to make that fraction, which would reduce down to 3/4, which ends up being 0.75 as a decimal if you would just take your 3 divided by 4, your 0.75. So we're going to put that in because it's 75% of the year is your 9 months. You're not going to have a full year, so we're going to have a decimal there. Now, if we multiply that out, 30,000 times 0.02 times 0.75, we're going to end up with 450. So again, we got to check. How much will he have in 9 months? So, not done yet, because we have that 30,000 plus what we're going to get in interest here. So, 30,000 plus your 450. Our total amount then would be $30,450. Right. So 30,000 times 0.202 times 0.75, 450. So those of you looking at the filled out notes, I have it being 475. So that must be a typo, which is why there's kind of some pauses there in the video. But that it should be 450. I double checked there. It should be 450 for that answer. So just know the make that correction on the filled out notes. So Anne has 400,000 in savings account. Hold on, let's do this one first. Luther deposited $5,002 in a savings account with a simple interest. I don't know why he's bothering with the $2, but hey, let's go with it. 1 year later, he has earned $600.24 in interest. What was the interest rate? So with this, we can work backwards just like we were with finding the percent before when we were doing the sales tax and all that. So this here is going to be your interest amount. This is your principal. So we're going to start with 624 equaling the 5,002. We don't know our rate, so we're going to put an R there. And we want to know this is after 1 year, so 1 is our time. Well, 1 times anything is itself. So we're not going to worry about timesing that in because 1 times anything, like I said, is itself. So to get R by itself, we're going to divide then by the 5,002. When we do that side, we have to do to the other side. So in our calculators, we're going to do 600.24 divided by 5,002. We get 0.12. So R equals 0.12. That's a decimal. We need to make it a percent. So move it 2 to the right, going back to a percent. And we're going to end up with 12%. So that's how you're going to do it when you're working backwards, trying to find that percent. You'll set it up just like you would. If they give you what the interest is, that goes in for I. You're going to solve for the R. Now, if this would have been any other number besides 1, if you take that times your whole number out in front here, and then divide that over, that's how you would do that. You're going to get a decimal, move it 2 to the right, make that the percent. Lastly, Anne has $400,000 in a savings account that earns 8 3/5% annually. The interest rate is not compounded. How much will she have in just 3 months? So, what happens when we have a fraction in the percent? Well, we're just going to make it into a decimal, just like before. So, I equals our 400,000. Now, 3/5, if you divide that out, will be 0.6. So this is really like saying 8.6%. So when we move the decimal 1, 2, it's going to be 0.86 as a decimal. And that's what we're going to put in here. Again, we don't have a full year. Time is always going to be in years. So what is 3 months as part of a year? Well, it would be, I'm just going to do it over here, 3 over 12, which in other words is 1/4, which is 0.25 as a decimal. So that's what we're going to put in here. So if we multiply this all out, we're going to have 400,000 times 0.086 times 0.25. And that'll be 8,600. So again, are we done? Well, unfortunately not. We have one more step because it says how much will she have total here in the 3 months. So we have to take this plus our 400,000 that we're investing. So 400,000 plus your 8,600 ends up being $408,600 is what she would have after her 3 months. So questions, comments, concerns, let me know. You can either pan me or send me a message on Google Classroom, whatever works best for you. Again, don't hesitate if you have a question, doesn't make sense. If you want to rewatch the video, pause it, back up, and just rewatch part of it. Go for it. Totally up to you, whatever you want to do. But for now, we'll talk to you later.